his hands he's got you and me, brother. In his hands he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me, sister. In his hands he's got you and me, sister. In his hands he's got you and me, sister. In his hands he's got the whole world in his hands.
My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore.
Hello there, wherever you are. On behalf of the whole team here at Marlpool United Reformed Church, we want to say good morning and good afternoon or good evening. And it's so good that you could watch this video. In normal circumstances, there are 40 to 50 of you here in this hall, and the chairs are actually on the corner there. And we just want to say that we think of you and we really miss you in this time. And we've been thinking of you since April last year, and we've also been keeping you in our prayers and thought. And now let's have some wake and shake as usual.
Hello, my name's Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, my boss said to me, Joe, are you busy? And I said, no. He said, push this button with your left hand. Hello, my name's Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, my boss said to me, Joe, are you busy? And I said, no. He said, push this button with your right hand. Hello, my name's Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, my boss said to me, Joe, are you busy? And I said, no. He said, push this lever with your right foot. Hello, my name's Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, my boss said to me, Joe, are you busy? I said, no. He said, push this lever with your right foot. One day, my name's Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, my boss said to me, Joe, are you busy? Should be just one foot.
No, you said left foot and right foot.
No, just left foot first and then right foot. And I said, no. And he said, push this lever with your right foot. Hello, my name's Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, my boss said to me, Joe,
are you busy?
and I said, no. He said, push this button with your head. Hello, my name's Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, my boss said to me, Joe, are you busy? And I said, no. He said, push this button with your tongue. Hello, my name's Joe,
And
I
I
work in a button factory. One day, my boss said to me, Joe, are you busy? And I said, yes.
So how do you feel this morning? How are you? We are aware that many of you haven't been able to go to school, and that many of you must really miss school and have spent more time than usual at home with family. And the theme of this week is basically love in our home, as you may have already gathered. So that is our value for this club. But let me start by asking you a question. How do you feel now? How have you been feeling with this lockdown? Now, I've got 20 words and I've got a task for you. I'd like you, as I go through those 20 words, to maybe count how many of them apply to you. It can be secret in your heart, or you can use your fingers as we go through the list. Frustrated, upset, angry, grumpy, sad, fed up, happy, nervous, fearful, discouraged, safe, tired, energized, lonely, content, hopeful, weak, strong, cared for, don't know. How many of those words apply to you? What is your score? Now guess what? If you've got 10 or more, then you are just as normal as many of us. If you've got 5 to 1, then it means you are very different. But if you've got 0, this means you are extraterrestrial, that you are superhuman, or you are like an alien. Now, I'm sure that many of your parents have looked after you, and I'm aware that it hasn't always been easy. So why don't you spend this time now, whoever you are watching this with, to just turn to them and say thank you for all you are doing. Why don't we do that? Thank you before we continue. And we know it has been difficult for many of us, and the good news is it's not just about us on our own, or me. We are all in it together, are we not?
Hello everybody, I just thought I'd give you an insight what's into the activity pack this half term. I've done you some instructions on the front there, a few of the things that's in there. So you've got the instruction sheet, you've got some recipes and some activities. You've got a family sheet. Now this one, you colour it in and the words are all back to front. So if you colour it in or use stickers or paint it and then hold it up to a mirror, you can read what it says. There's a plain heart for you. Now this one, this is about house, and you get a piece of plain card to do this on. So you've got your house, and when you open the doors, I'd like to see who's inside. Don't forget to include your animals. And then we have a superhero. Now superheroes can be anybody. I'll put it on the sheet for you to have a look, and you get 2 lollipop sticks. It can be anybody, from a person in your family to a teacher, a nurse, anybody, a postman that brings you letters. So you can use paper cups to make the capes, or piece of tissue. You'll need a black pen for the eyes. So that's a nice one to do. Now we've got the word search. Then we've got your heart jigsaw, which I explained in a previous video. And then love one another for you just to colour in. This is for you to make a card, and you fold it in half, like this, like so, and you draw a picture and inside you write who it's to, and don't forget to colour it in, and don't forget there's a back as well. And then there's your envelope to send it to somebody that you haven't seen for a while because of this lockdown again. Now this is a heart activity that is included with the recipes for you to do. It's a hanging heart decoration. On this one, we've not done this one before. It says make a bookmark. And inside there's some small pieces, so adults need to be a bit aware of it. There's some gems, there's stickers, there's a piece of ribbon, and there's a card that you need to cut out for your bookmark. Don't forget to make a hole at the top for your ribbon, or you can staple it on or stick it on. Make it really colourful. Now what I'd like to say is, would you please send me some pictures? I'd love to see what your activities are like when you finish them, because I don't get many pictures and I really would like to see some. Is that okay? Fabulous. See you soon. Bye.
Hello everybody, I'm Ruth. You probably haven't met me before, but I have been helping with the food parcels that we've been handing out at the church since last March. And when you've had some craft activities to do in the holidays, I've usually prepared some activities to go in those. So I'm here today to show you a couple of other ideas for the holiday club activities that we're doing coming up. So the first one I'm going to suggest to you that you might like to do is fitting with our theme this coming holiday, and the theme being our family at home. And here we have, hope you can see it, a mobile that you can make representing your family. You've had to spend a lot of time with your families over the last year, and although you've probably sometimes got a bit fed up with each other, your family is so special to you. So we want to make things to help us realise and think again about how special our own family is. So there we go. One mobile. You won't be able to see it probably, but this at the top says our family at home. So obviously we're using hearts to represent the love that we share with each other in our family. So first of all, in your pack you should find a piece of card, that sort of size. And what you want to do is draw a shape as big as possible, filling most of that card. So you could either just do a sort of cloudy shape like this, and as you see, I have written on our family at home because that's what the mobile is representing. So just a plain sort of cloud shape, or if you're really clever you could make a heart. I've just started drawing a heart there. The easiest way to do a heart is to fold the card across into and then draw the heart shape on one side, and then cut it out and you'll have both sides the same. That was just another idea. Anyway, so that's, I'm going to go along with this one because I've sort of finished that. So once you've done one of those, or with a heart, the next thing you need to do is find a heart template that I've drawn out for you, but I haven't cut it out because I'm sure you can do that. I don't know if you can see that. It might be on a piece of card like this, or it might be on a piece of card like this. These are just recycled cereal boxes and flour packs, so that we're not using other card. There's no reason why not using something that we've got already and would otherwise throw away. So when you've got that, and you need to cut it out, so you've got a nice heart shape, and then if you use that as a template, and find your coloured papers, coloured cards. Right, here's one here. So you put your heart on the card, draw round it with a pencil, and then cut it out. So I've got several here that I have cut out already. Okay, so for each one of these cards, each one of these hearts can represent one of the members in your family. Now, I've only got 2 people that live in my house. That's me and my husband. But you may have 2, 3, 4, 5 people in your family. So you could do a heart for each one. So if you cut those out, perhaps it would be nice if all your family was involved in making this. So you might cut 1 heart out each. Okay, so when you've done that, you might like to take, and you'll have to discuss and choose with the others in your family. So take a heart and write on a name of one of the people in your family, like your brother or your sister or your mum. You might want to include your dog, actually, if you wanted to. That's part of your family, isn't it? So if you write the name on, okay, and on the back, I mean, you might want to put something really why they are special in your family, something special about them. That's something else to think about, isn't it? Okay, so once you've done that, let's move that out of the way. You then need some pieces of thread or string or wool, whatever you've got handy in your house. And if you cut them to about 15 centimetres long, but you don't have to do them all the same length. If you have a look at this one again, they're all different lengths, aren't they? Okay, so once you've cut these lengths, you need some tape, some sellotape, or you can use a stapler, or you could even use a hole punch to fix them. So I'm just going to use sellotape at the moment, if I can find it. It's a piece of sellotape. Oops, that's not going to be. Got a piece of sellotape. Now stuck it on the back of the heart there. Okay, so if you do that with all of them, the hearts that you're making, and then obviously you need to then fix it onto the back of the card like that. I'll just do this one with one. I'm sorry, I can't actually see what I'm doing, can you? But I'll show you what I've done. There we go. It's hanging like that. I haven't put anybody's name on it, as you can see, but you can do that on yours, can't you? And then finally, you want one more piece of string, thread, a bit longer, to put at the top. There's 1, 2 bits of sellotape. If you've got masking tape, that will do. I'm just sticking that onto the back of the big sort of cloud shape. And there we go, that's ready to hang up. Okay, so that's mine half finished, and I hope that's something you'll be able to do yourselves with your family and create it as you want. If you've only got perhaps if you've only got 2 people in your family, you might want to add some other hearts on it as well to make it just a bit more colourful and attractive. And if you make one and would like to send us a picture of it, or as a picture of you making it, that would be really nice, because it's good to see what people have been doing at home. I'm going to just show you one more idea that I've got, and I call it an Our Good Things jar, like that. Okay, and especially at this time when we've been stuck in our homes for months on end, haven't we? And we can't get out so much, and we can't see our friends, and we can't do things that we want to. We get a bit fed up if we're not careful. But it's a good thing to think of the good things that happen. Right. So rather than just being a bit fed up and moaning at each other in the house, moaning at your brothers and sisters, wondering when your mum's going to get your dinner, all that sort of thing. Just think of the good things that are happening. So perhaps once a day you might find a piece of paper or card and write something special that's happened today that you're thankful for, and then write on it or draw a picture on it, pop it in the jar. And if everybody does that, by the end of the week you'll have a nice lot of things in there to remind you of the good things that's happened. And then at the end of the week you could take them all out and sit together, and one of you or two of you read them out and then say, yeah, thank you for all these good things that do happen, that are happening, and make life much more special and make our family special. Okay, so perhaps you could let us know how you get on with that as well. Right, well, thank you for listening and have fun.
For this activity, you'll need some crayons and a pair of scissors. And in your pack, you'll find a picture with a heart on. And then there's a plain one as well, so you can write your own words in if you wish. So on this one, this is the heart with all the writing in. Now what you need to do, you need to colour it in. Now you can use crayons, you can use felt tips, you can paint it. You can put stickers on it. Anything that you wish. Make it nice and colourful, and then just colour it in. Now when you've coloured it in, you need to cut it out. Now you might need an adult to help you with this because it's a bit fiddly. So cut all your shapes out. Very carefully not to miss any of the corners, or chop the little ends off to make it a jigsaw. So you have to cut around these little bits here. And when you're finished, you've got all your pieces, and then you can make yourself a jigsaw. Now if you want to, you can actually stick this to a piece of cardboard to make it a bit stiffer. Then you can use it again and again. Or you can turn it over and write your own words on when you've done. Hope you enjoy the activity. See you soon.
So I wonder what we can do to be there for one another in our homes in this season. What can we do? So as we think about what we can do to help one another out in our home in this difficult time, I've got a story to tell you. Maybe that story could inspire you about what you could do or how you could do things. It's a story about 13 good friends, 12 disciples, and their leader. I'm sure you know what the name of that leader is. It's got 5 letters. It starts with J, then A, and the last letter is S. The leader's name is Jesus. It's the answer. Now, they were so close to one another, so loving, that they were like a little family. But guess what? Like many families, or every family that I know, they were going through a rough time like us now. Now, the leader was about to really go through a tough time and to suffer. And so it means that the whole family, the whole team was very stressed and worried and depressed and down. And the leader, Jesus, could have just stayed on his own corner and having an attitude and cry about that. But what did he do? He could have just gone somewhere else to be on his own and getting out of that setting. But he did something amazing. He said, well, let's have a meal. Let's have a meal. So he set up a meal. They had bread, like this Miami bread or cake, however you call it. And they had wine, like this lovely squash. Now I know that bread and wine isn't your favorite food. So I suppose if it were you, you could have had something like sausage and mashed potato, a lovely pizza, or chicken nugget, or pasta and meatballs. So they had a good meal, put it this way. But guess what? There was a problem, because they had spent the whole day walking in the sand where there were some animal poo, let's put it this way. So their feet were really, really dirty. Now tell me, is it a good idea to have a meal when you are so dirty and your feet are stinking? Doubt it. So they had to wash their feet. Now guess what? Jesus, as their leader, could have said, I am your leader, wash my feet. You know, because when we are all stressed, we tend to ask people to do things for us. But Jesus, even if he was the leader, did something amazing. He got a clean towel like this one. He got like a basin with hot, warm, soapy water inside. And he went round the room, knelt like this at the feet of his friend. And guess what? He washed and wiped their stinking feet. Wow, they could not believe it. He really showed them that even in difficult situations, in their friendship, in their little family, that he could still love them. And he showed that love by washing their feet. And then they ate, and he told them that I love you so much that I can do anything for you. Do you think we can copy Jesus in this time? In our families, when things are a little bit difficult, what can we do to brighten the day of other people in our family? Do you think we can do something that is a bit demanding than just asking things or people to do things for us? What can we really do? So even if it's difficult, maybe we can still be kind to one another. Maybe we can be patient. Maybe we can be generous and keep sharing what we've got. Maybe we can be humble and give one another a hand. Maybe we can be caring. Maybe we can forgive when maybe we've been hurt. Maybe we can say more thank you. But the main word is that we can be loving, even when that is difficult. The same way Jesus loved his friend in that little family, I'm sure we can share that love in our homes. Thank you.
In my wrestling, in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh.
Hello, my name's Sheila, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the word love and what love means in our families and all around us. We're also going to make something, so you will need to get some materials together. You'll need some paper, scissors, pencil and maybe a rubber, although I'm not expecting you to use a rubber really, felt tips and things to decorate with, as you'll see as we go along. Now your paper can be any sort of paper that you can draw on or paint on, and it can be any size. And I've got quite a large piece here, which is off the back of wallpaper. So that's quite a long piece there, and that would be lovely if you got one of those, but you don't have to have a large piece like that. You can have a small piece, such as an A4 size like that. So we'll make a start with the A4 size, I think, in a minute. But to use that, you'll need to fold it in half long ways, like that, not like that. So you've got a little fat piece of paper. You want it long ways. So I'm just going to fold that in half, and then I'm going to cut along that line so that I've got two narrow pieces of paper then to work with. And that will be fine. Right. So you've got two there that you can join together in the end. But before we make a start on what we're going to make, let's think about the word love. So here we are. Oh, back to front there. Never mind. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean. So love is the word. You can fit love to all sorts of things. You can say, I love chocolate, and I love chocolate. You can say, I love my new trainers. I love fish and chips. Now, that's not the sort of love that we're talking about. That really means I like those things. It's not a deep, meaningful thing. You'll have forgotten the fish and chips the next day, won't you? We're talking about the sort of love we have in families, love from mommy and daddy, granny, grandpa, brothers, sisters, and even the love of a pet, your pet dog. We have hens, and I'm not sure that I love the hens. I like the hens, but real love, deep, meaningful love, the sort of love that if something goes wrong and you make a mistake, or if you do something naughty or nasty, your family, your mummy or your daddy will still love you no matter what. And that's the sort of love that comes from Jesus as well. No matter what we do wrong, if we feel sorry and say sorry, then Jesus forgives us. And that happens always. And real love means that someone who really, really loves you will forgive you if you say you're sorry. So let's have a look what we're going to make today. So I've done a stream of love hearts there. And inside them, I've put pictures of people that I might love, such as mummy and daddy, granny, grandpa, pet rabbit, pet dog, real love, things that are so meaningful to us that we would do anything for them. But we'll make a smaller one today, I think. So take one of your long strips of paper like that, fold it in half carefully. You might need to get a grown-up to help you with this, or you might have to help them if they're not very good at it, and fold it in half again. So you've got a piece like that. Right, long, narrow piece like that. Now, I don't know how good you are at drawing, but you need to be able to draw a bird. So this is the sort of bird I mean, just one that you might see in the sky. I'll just do a quick one now and show you what I mean. a bird like that. That's all we need. Because on this narrow piece of paper, you're going to do a bird at the top of it. It really cuts off the corners of your paper. So you've got something that looks like that, right? And then at the bottom of the piece of paper, you're going to put a little V shape, like that. There we are. So you can see you've got a heart shape, really. Then take your scissors and cut along those lines that you've drawn. So I'm going to cut across the bottom one, there, like that. And then cut across the top one, cut across the bird. There we are. And you've got something like that, which is more or less a heart, isn't it? Now, don't cut these edges here. Now, if you do, by mistake, it doesn't really matter that much because you can join things together at the end. But once you open that out, you've got a little row of hearts there. And that's all this is a row of hearts. And what I've done next is to write the names of the people I really, really love, such as Mummy and Daddy, or your best school friend you could put on there, your favourite teacher. And then you can decorate it with felt tips or a bit of glitter if you've got some glitter. Whatever you've got, whatever you want, you can make it much better than mine, and you can make it much bigger than mine, even bigger than this large one that I've got here. There you go. And when you've done that, you can hang it on your wall, put a bit of string at the back of it and hang it across your bedroom wall, even in your window. But it shows how much love we've got for these people who really love us and really matter to us. And don't forget that Jesus always loves you, even when you make mistakes, if you're sorry about it. So go ahead and make one of these, make 2, make 3, string them all together and give one to somebody next door as well if you want. It's over to you. Good luck with it all. Bye.
Hello, this is Jill, and we're going to make some biscuits this afternoon. I've got a simple biscuit recipe. Now, the first thing to do before you do any sort of cooking is to wash your hands. So I'll just go and wash my hands just quickly, just to make sure everything's nice and clean before we start. Right, so the next thing we do is to set the cooker. Now the cooker needs to be on 180 degrees, so I suggest you ask an adult to help you with this. So I'm just setting my cooker to 180. Okay, right, the things that you'll need a baking tray which has been greased. Now I've done this beforehand, so if you want to get an adult to help you, so just get some butter on a piece of kitchen roll and just rub it on. You'll need some cups for measuring. It doesn't matter what size they are, so long as they're the same size. A wooden spoon, a mixing bowl, and a wire rack, and that's to core the biscuits on. So the first thing you do is put the half a cup of butter into the bowl. So empty that out. Now it might be that it's not that soft. You can always put it in the microwave just for a couple of seconds just to soften it up. So in goes the butter, and then you pour in a quarter of cup of caster sugar. So that's gone in. So you've got butter and caster sugar in your bowl, and you mix it up until it looks a bit like cake mixture. So it looks like that. Okay, the next thing you need to do is add the flour, and you need 1 1/4 cups of flour, which is quite a bit. It doesn't have to be exact, obviously. So that's going in. That's 1. just a little bit more water. Okay, so mix that in.
Plain or self-raising?
And it's self-raising flour. But I think you can probably do plain as well, I don't know. So mix that in until it looks a bit, well, it's thicker and a bit like Play-Doh, I suppose. So keep stirring it nice and hard so that it becomes like dough. And you'll have to end up using your hands because you'll have to bring it together with your fingers. Okay, so take it as much as you can with the spoon and then gather it together to make a ball. And this might take a bit of time, but keep going because the warmth from your hands will soften the butter even more. So this is coming together really nicely actually. And we're nearly there. It doesn't look at all like biscuits yet, but it will do. And it's now becoming into a big ball, look, if you can see. And the sides of the bowl coming clean. Okay, so I think that'll do us. Now the next thing, and this is probably the best bit, is you're going to take little bits off the dough and make them into little balls, which you'll put on the baking tray. So, just get rid of these cups, get the baking tray. So I just want little tiny balls, about that size, okay? And I'm going to put them on the baking tray, and they need to be spaced out. Can you think why they might need to be spaced out? They have to be spaced out because they spread when they're in the oven, they'll spread. So I'm going to leave about that much space between them. Okay. That's another one, that's 3. It should make about, don't know, maybe about a dozen biscuits. We'll see. I won't use all the dough up, I don't think. I might just save a little bit. So if it falls apart, just give it a squeeze a little. So it's about that size. Okay. And another one. It's getting easier as I'm going along. Don't know why. That's the next one. Keep going. I think I'll just do one more, but I think you'll probably be able to do a lot more with yours, but you've got more time. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Made 8 biscuits, but I think I made probably a dozen. So the next thing is to get a fork and dip it in cold water, and I'm going to flatten each of the balls. Like that. They don't have to be all the same size or the same shape. In fact, it's probably nice that they're all different. What I would say is make sure that you make 1 biscuit for every member of your family. so that they all get them. We don't want any arguments, do we? And that's that. So there we have 8 little biscuits. 9 little biscuits. So they're going to go in the oven for 10 minutes. So I'll put them in the oven and then we'll show you what they look like when they're done. Okay? Again, get an adult to help you because the oven will be hot by this time. Okay, stop it. Okay, so these are the biscuits. They look quite nice, don't they? So they're nice and crisp. But what I've been doing whilst they've been cooking, I've made some sausage rolls. So they're ready to go in the oven. So next time I'll show you how to make sausage rolls. Bye!
Hello guys, I hope you are well and fit this morning. As usual, we will have a bit of dancing. You know the song, you know the move. Maybe you want to join in. Let's go. Let's give it a go. I know you may be a bit tired. Come on, let's stand up wherever you are and let's make some space around us and let's go for it, guys.
Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and He holds us in His hands. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and He holds us in His hands. He is higher than the skyscraper. It is deeper than the submarine. He is wider than the universe and beyond my wildest dreams. And He knows me and He loves me since before the world began. How wonderful to be a part of God's amazing plan. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and He holds us in His hand. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and He holds us in His hands. He is higher than the skyscraper, even deeper than the submarine. He is wider than the universe and beyond my wildest dreams. And He knows me and He loves me since before the world began. How wonderful to be a part of God's amazing plan. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and He holds us in His hands. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and He holds us in His hands. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and He holds us in His hands. And He holds us in His hands. And He holds us in His hands. And He holds us in His hands.
Hey! Well done, guys. Well. It was so great to do something with you this time. We hope you had fun. We hope that you all got an activity pack. If not, ask even more for a pack. And we hope that you've also gonna enjoy your food bags. Have a blessed week. Have a blessed time. Have fun and keep safe. And see you all soon.
Baby, in his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands.
Okay.